Welcome to CEWT Talk. This broadcast is brought to you by the Continuing Education Workforce Training Division of Idaho State University's College of Technology. This podcast is part of our continuing outreach efforts, and the format is conversational. We will be having conversations with businesses, professionals, entrepreneurs, community agencies, and, in all cases, difference makers. Now, let's get started with CEWT Talk.
Welcome to CEWT Talk. Look at the camera. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to CEWT Talk. I'm Michael, and I'm here with Veronica Miller. She is the owner of Grammy's Pie Pan, Podogs, and she just makes amazing creations with sugar and... See, I'm not going to say anymore. All right. First thing you got to do. What is it?
This is a triple chocolate bundt cake. It's actually a simple bundt cake. It has 3 different chocolates in it. It's what I call a triple chocolate covered in a white chocolate ganache that I've dyed red for the occasion, and then it has a cherry finish. It is super rich on the inside, and then the tartness of the cherries kind of give it a good balance.
I like how you said simple, because I'm looking at this is far from simple in my mind. But I'm excited to eat all of that and not share any of it at all with anyone.
How long does it take you to make that?
A bundt cake takes an hour. You mix it up, and they all generally cook for 50 to 55 minutes. And then as I get better at decorating, really, I don't know how I'm going to decorate it until I decorate it. And so it could be, like I started out with white ganache, and I decided, nah, I don't want white. Valentine's Day is going to be coming up. I'm going to color it red. And then I have gold leaf on it. And so I just never know. So that's probably maybe another 30 minutes of me deciding how I'm going to do it. All my bundt cakes and pies are pretty unique. I don't really ever do the same design twice. I just don't know what I'm going to be doing until I do it.
So, Veronica, your baking is your creative outlet?
It is. I love to bake. I love to eat. So I love to eat. I like sweets. That's my big downfall. But I like to bake. The older I get, I'm not really sure, but I don't sleep a lot. So I might be up at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. baking, whether it be a pie, cookies, cupcakes, or a bundt cake.
Well, I'm really, really thankful for you bringing this for us to eat. And I guess for decoration too, but mainly for us to eat.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
Set design.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so I want to start back because Grammy's Pie Pan came second. You had Podogs first.
It did.
I love hot dogs, and I've seen a couple of your pictures of Podogs. I want to talk about that first.
Okay. So what do you want to know?
So
we started probably 5 years ago. I actually started doing concession about, oh my goodness, it's been about 16 years ago. I started out with selling mini donuts and your gourmet coffees. I one day decided I didn't want to do administrative work anymore. I was just going to sell donuts. Anyway, my father was very generous and gave me a little bit of funding, and I bought 2 concession trailers and the equipment. I've learned a lot since then, but after a while, my husband is railroad, and he was transferred back east. And so we were running 2 homes. And by doing that, I was doing what I loved. Once again, food. But I wasn't making a lot of profit. It wasn't going to give me a retirement or anything. So I went back to work. And I actually parked those concession trailers for 8 years.
Wow.
And then my kids, when they were young, they always helped me. Once they hit teenage, early 20s, they were like, we don't like this. But then they kind of got a little older, and they're like, can we do this again? Can we start up? So my daughter and I started Podogs. And Podogs is gourmet hot dogs at a po man's price. That's our little slogan. And we use all beef hot dogs. We have Seattle dogs, Chicago dogs. We have a New York dog. I had to start experimenting with a lot of different flavors and things like that. I have what's called a Mongo dog, and it is my biggest gourmet dog. It is actually, it starts with a bun, and then it has Jack Daniel's barbecue,
That's the one I remember seeing.
and then it's got the all beef hot dog covered in smoked pork, and then again more barbecue sauce, and then 2 different kinds of cheeses, red onions, and a pickle, and then we use a brulee torch and torch it to give it that final.
Veronica, where can I get one of these hot dogs?
Well, we run that concession trailer during the summer at some of the larger events. Our first event this year will be Chrome in the Dome. It'll be March 20th and 21st. You can find us there right outside the doors. It's been a wonderful experience. I've really grown that concession to where we do events, that we like doing, and everyone would like us to be on a street corner somewhere, but both of us actually have, my daughter and I both have full-time jobs as well, so, but we love doing it. But getting back to Grammys, I love baking, and a few years ago, because I wanted my stuff to be pretty. So I started doing really decorative pies. I mean, I bought all the cookie cutters and everything, and I just started decorating my pies really, really well. And my kids once again said, "You should sell these, Mom. Everybody sells things on Facebook and social media. You should try selling them." So at Thanksgiving, we thought, why not? Let's try it. We sold 49 pies the first year.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, they sold just social media. And I went by the Cottage Food Act, because I at that time did not have a commercial kitchen. I had a commissary, but not for my baking. Then the next year we thought we'd do it again. And I didn't take off work, which was horrifying because we made 103 pies for Thanksgiving Day, and I was up for 54 hours straight between working full-time and then baking in the off and then getting everything delivered. And that was amazing. Then the third year, 214 pies. I took the week off from work so I could prepare and enlisted the help of my eldest daughter,
Did you
Aaliyah.
sleep this time?
This time I slept.
Okay.
And I have the most wonderful customers. I do. I have the best customers, repeat customers, new customers. We did it again this last year. We didn't quite hit over 214, but we didn't push this year because I'm trying to grow this business, and I just have a lot going on. And so I thought, let's not push it, because my major goal is that at the end of 2020, I would like to open a pie cafe.
I will be there for the grand
And
opening.
it won't be just dessert pies. It'll be all things pies. Here in Pocatello. That's where I was going with Podogs. Podogs afforded me the profits to purchase all the equipment for my baking. So aside from a large stand mixer, I have eight professional KitchenAids, but I do not have the big mixer.
You need the big Hobart stand.
But I have big commercial ovens, I have the racks. I have, over the course of the last 3 years, taken the profits from Podogs, because it's already established and I have everything I need for that, and have been purchasing all the equipment I would need for a cafe, and it's in storage. And so hopefully, cross your fingers, we find a good location, we're able to open that up. And this year I actually partnered with Bilo's. You can order your cakes and your pies through me, but the pickup location is Bilo's. If you go to their website or their Facebook page, my logo is right there. If you click on it, it takes you right to my webpage.
Bilo's, that's the
Bilo's, it's a market.
over on 15th
On 15th,
Yeah.
they are, and they're wonderful. They are so into buy local. There's such a community market, and they have the best staff. And we'll be doing a special with them at Valentine's Day. Barry is so easy to work with, and they're, like I said, they put my logo and a link. When you click on my logo on their webpage, it takes you straight to my webpage.
That's nice.
So you can order directly from me.
What's the name of your webpage?
It's called GrammysByPan.com.
.com.
Yeah, GrammysPyPan.com. Sorry.
See that?
And then also my Facebook page is Grammys Pie Pan. So I'm easily found.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Mike, you have cell phone numbers on your
I do. 208-220-2877 is how you can get a hold of me. Sometimes I don't actually pick up the phone right away.
Because you're baking or sleeping.
Or working. Yeah, exactly. But I try to get back immediately.
So when you do open up your cafe at the end of this year, we're gonna have to have you back on here again. So
I'm very excited.
you're also testing out this month meat pie
I am.
recipe.
I am. Where I'm working with Bilo's, we haven't, finalized that yet. But because in my cafe, I don't want it to just be desserts. I want it, to be, you can come in and have a meat pie, a hand pie. We thought about maybe doing meat pie Mondays at Bilo's.
Are you thinking a traditional 8-slice pie, or are you thinking pasties style?
Both.
Okay, both.
I'm really big on my little slogans. I have this vision of having a large pie, and my company is called Grammys Pie Pan, where forks come together. And,
Honey.
and
I like that.
When I was little, my mom, she would make a pie or she'd bake a cake, and we never really cut it. We just ate it. You know what I mean? We just grab a fork because it was our immediate family, and of course we'll cut it and everything.
Also,
but
pasties are kind of a traditional railroad
yes,
food.
yes.
Mike, do you know what a pasty is?
No, not even
Okay.
a little bit.
A pasty is, do you mind?
Go ahead.
Okay, so a pasty basically is kind of like a folded pie.
It's
So
like a hand
basically
pie.
You're taking
Yeah.
pie crust, you're filling it
Okay.
with the filling, and then you fold it closed, like a calzone almost.
Okay.
But it's a traditional railroad food.
It is.
Yeah.
Why is it
It
a
is.
traditional
Where
railroad
you can
food?
hold it.
Because, and I call them hand pies.
Yeah.
It's a pasty, but I call it a hand pie. They're really great for lunch. They're great for kids. They're fast snacks. You can freeze them easily. I'm actually dabbling in a puff pastry as well, and doing.
I know that they're really quite popular, probably ingrained into the society up in Montana.
Yes,
It's a Montana staple, basically.
I grew up on them. I mean,
I grew up
My-
on beanie weenies and hot dogs, and so I didn't get that good food. But
oh,
I'm looking forward to you trying those meat pies.
my mother and my grandmother, they made them all the time, and I never knew what they were. It's just what we ate, We'd come home, and my mom would have like a salad, and we'd have those. And it was a quick dinner. My dad was a police officer, so he only had a few minutes to come in and eat. And she made those all the time. But I would also like to produce large 12-inch meat pies for families that they can take home immediately, and or have them frozen. You can pop them in the oven. 45 minutes later, you've got dinner.
So for the meat pies, kind of explain a little bit, because when I think meat pies, my brain immediately goes chicken pot pies or pot pies, and meat pies are different.
They are different.
I had to look that up a little bit. Kind of explain.
Okay, so a pot pie has a lot of vegetables in it, as well as a sauce, and very little meat. They're great. I love pot pies. But a pot pie is generally a small pie as well, fast. A meat pie, it does have vegetables in it. It can, but it's very thick with any kind of meat you want to put in it. I mean, I make turkey. I slice roast beef and layer it. I do almost like like a shepherd's pie, but only it's crusted on the top. You just don't have not as much sauce, not nearly the sauce as a pot pie, and less vegetables, but it does, most of mine start off with my 3 basic garlic, peppers, onions.
I'm sold.
And go from there. But I like to layer the meat, almost, I don't know how to say it, almost sliced thin, so it's just a real thick, and then mixed my little bit of sauce, or sometimes you use like a cream of mushroom soup, a denser sauce, or cheeses, or a marinara. I mean, I'm practicing right now, but pasties is something I'm really looking at because they're quick, they're easy. I'll do both baked and deep fried.
So hopefully you'll be able to get those at Bilo's as well.
We talked about it, and it's hard for us right now because we're coming out of the holiday season. So we were both like just swamped. And so we're like, we'll talk about that in January. We could maybe do a meat pie Monday. And that would be your pasty. Meat pie Monday. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
So stop by Bilo's and pick it up. But we haven't announced that yet. We're still working on it.
Yeah.
So what's available at Bilo's now?
Well, right now I'm just doing my dessert. I'm doing all bundt cakes and my decorative pies. And I have a fairly large menu. The menu can be seen on both my website and on Facebook, as well as I have menus at Bilo's. So if you're at Bilo's, you can actually place an order while you're shopping. And they're a great market. I mean, they're like the place you want to drop in when you're on your way home to pick up that milk and eggs.
I used to live in that neighborhood, and I used to go there quite often.
And they have great meat. Like,
Oh,
They
yeah,
do.
they do have.
they have great meat.
So, do you, Veronica, do you only do the bundt cakes, or will you do layer cakes as well?
I found out with the hot dogs to try stick with one product. You know, you get too diverse and you kind of lose yourself. I have goals, and I want people to know me for my bundt cakes and my pies. If it's a special order, I will do a layer cake. I have done layer cakes. I've also done decorative character cakes. I do them, but it's a special order. I generally just like to stick with the bundt cakes because I have a very big variety. I have cream-filled, mousse-filled. I do a white chocolate raspberry.
I think before we started the podcast, the word ganache.
Ganache.
Thrown around.
Cool.
Yeah, I use a lot of ganache, white ganache, chocolate ganache. I do mirror glaze. Just whatever I feel the moment. Somebody will order a deep chocolate strawberry, and so it'll be covered in fresh strawberries when chocolate but these are the cakes. My pies are really where I specialize.
I gotta ask so real quick. Do you think this would fetch you $300?
Oh, you know about that. I don't know. Maybe that was a deep chocolate strawberry. I donate. I love to do fundraisers and donate my work.
Did someone bid $300 on a cake?
Yes.
This last year, it's been almost a year now. Last year, I donate to the Guns and Hoses fundraiser for CASA every year. And last year, I donated a cherry pie, very decorative, very, very pretty, and then a bundt cake. It was a deep chocolate strawberry bundt cake, and I took it down there, and I didn't get to go. I was busy, but Connie called me and asked me for my address, to send me the thank you card and everything. And I said, well, how did it go? And she said, oh, it went very well. It went very well. She said, your pie went for $100. And I was like, oh, that's great. And your bundt cake went for $350. And at that moment I thought, I don't charge enough. But it was amazing. I was so happy that somebody really thought that I put enough love into my cakes and decorated it that they were willing to donate $350 to a really good cause.
Yeah, well,
So
you can look at it. You can see the love in that cake.
I've never had a $350 bundt cake, but I do. I do.
Yes,
They're on my website and they're also on my Facebook page.
If you get a chance,
Yeah, it's on there. Mhm.
if you get a chance, go to the Facebook page because it is the most amazing looking pies and cakes. Don't do it when you're hungry. That's torture. But
Well,
it.
I haven't had any breakfast this morning. My eyes just keep Veronica.
Well, I hope
Okay.
you all enjoy it. I really do.
All right, that is our time. So I'm supposed to do some sort of outro or something.
Yeah, just
Thank
say, hey,
guests.
thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. And you can learn more about our SWEET, Continuing Education and Workforce Training, at our webpage, CEWT.isu.edu.
It's cetrain.isu.edu.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
CEtrain. We should change that. CEtrain.isu.edu. Thank you so much.
And now, how can people get a hold of you? Obviously, Biology gave them the number,
Right. Well, they can reach me at my phone number, 208-220-2877, or they can go to my webpage, grammyspiepan.com. There's an email address in there called vintagetreats at grammyspiepan.com. That's my email address, as well as I have a Facebook page, Grammy's Pie Pan. So there's plenty of ways to get a hold of me. And I have business cards I like to pass out. So
one last question. How much time advance notice do they have to give you?
okay, so I can actually do just about anything with a 24-hour notice, but I do get really large orders on occasion. Like I got an order to feed 200 people, so I needed 26 pies to do that. I need like 72 hours for that. I prefer no later than 24 or earlier than 24 hours. I can do almost anything in 24 hours unless it's a large order.
Very cool. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
All right.
No, thanks for having me.